Oh, Carolina knows, oh, she will sing those greater songs, and I will walk straight through the marsh and see everything nature has to offer. If I lived life deep in the marsh by myself, I'd be so spiritually. Oh, shit. I was rolling. Spiritually connected with all the birds and nature's around me, yeah. Oh yeah, let's go where the crawdads sing. Let's go where the crawdads sing. We rode to North Carolina when the film was really shot in Louisiana. Hey, hey, hey. Ah, yeah, what's up, guys? It's just off the dome having a little fun here. Where the crawdads sing. I saw this movie on Tuesday and I had no idea what to expect. Didn't read the book, um, but I will say it's pretty good. It's pretty good. But before I continue, guys, just remember, hit that like button for me, subscribe for me, leave a comment, leave some feedback, leave a review, or suggestion of a movie you would like to also have reviewed. I am not opposed. Please, just let me know. I want to engage and bring on as many people as possible to this channel. I love doing this, and goal 100 before my birthday, which is in October. Big Libra season. You understand all about the balance. I am the avatar. And I will snap my fingers and all life will cease to exist. Technically, apparently Thanos was a Libra. Just remember that. Um no, but yes, just let me know what you guys think, please, for sure. So what is this? Where the Crawdads Sing, starring Daisy Edgar-Jones, director Olivia Newman, Taylor John Smith, and Harris Dickinson. This was a really interesting movie. It was a mystery thriller. And let me tell you, just before we even get into the story, the cinematography alone is something special. The cinematography, the score, I love some of the shots they got. Like, you really, when you're in the marsh, you really feel immersed in the marshes, in the marshlands, in the waters, the tall grasses, seeing the different birds and different wildlife as well. You got you know a lot of different crustaceans. Um I don't think there was an alligator. Didn't see any gators in this, but there so much wildlife that was springing out through the marshes, and it's beautiful to look at. It really is. I honestly said while I was watching this movie, I cannot wait to move and go to North Carolina because I would love to just get on a boat and just ride out. Like if my backyard was just a marsh, I mean, just to ride out every day from beach to beach and see different landscapes and different birds, different turtles. I mean, plant life, wildlife, just so much, and just to relax on the sands while the sun is setting right in front of you over a grateful universe. It's a beautiful thing. It's beautiful. It really is. And the score in this movie I thought was fantastic. Loved every piece of music. I'm telling you, one of the things I know that I always enjoy and notice in movies is the score. And not saying that a score will make or break a movie, because you can have a terrible movie and the score be amazing. But it just, to me, I feel like it just enhances the experience of the movie that you're watching when the score is really good and it keeps thing and the ambiance for the scenes that it's setting. Ooh, excuse me, are really well done. So, what is Where the Crawdads Sing? Well, this girl named Kaya, she's growing up in the marshes alone with this abusive family. Well, her father's really the abuser. Her mom leaves, and then slowly but surely, all of her siblings leave. And so she's out by herself, has to learn to take care of herself, doesn't really interact with people. But when she does go into town, there are townsfolk who just don't like her because of where she was. Ben, my guy. What's up, man? Thank you for the support, my friend. Um, yes, this was really good. So Kai is out, and as a kid, she goes, like I said, when she would go into town and see different people, a lot of people would judge her just because of how much dirt was on her and how her living conditions were. She was by herself, She couldn't take care of herself. I mean, she took care of herself. I'm sorry, but she had no one to care for her. So her levels of trust were very limited as well. When she even went to try, when she tried to go to school, the kids made fun of her in the classroom. But there are two people in town that genuinely care for us. These two shopkeepers, and they're pretty much become like her surrogate parents, even though they don't in the movie they don't adopt her, but you can see throughout her life, like those are people that she's definitely stayed connected with, who took care of her and loved her, made sure that she had goods and provisions to, take care of herself. And at some point, she meets this kid while she's out in the marsh named Tate, who is like her first friend, really, right? And he also becomes her first love. Well, they grow up, and Tate teaches her how to read. He teaches her math and just simple things. So when does eventually become acclimated to living life with other people, she would be able to, be educated because she didn't want to go back to school. I don't blame her because of how people were treating her, and they only saw her as an outsider. But she only lived 5 miles out of town, and people still were not welcoming towards her, which is crazy to me. And so, Tate, he goes off to college, and then he makes a promise he's supposed to return, doesn't return. Then she meets this guy named oh man, Chase Andrews. Yes, Chase Andrews, and he is a horrible, horrible guy. I mean, like terrible. Um, and there's a scene where you definitely get that reminder of this guy's like her father, very much so, very abusive, very manipulative, uh, and he's very Weasley. Does a lot of gaslighting. Like he does his best to um, really make sure that Kaya knows that, or in a sense, he owns Kaya, right? But then eventually Kaya finds out that dude's got a fiance, and it's like, ooh. So she's already been hurt. And the thing is with Kaya, she's been hurt so many times already, from how her dad treated them, to her mom leaving, to eventually all her siblings leaving, and then she's by herself, and then Tate was the only thing to hold on to, and then he eventually had to leave. But Tate was always good to her. Tate didn't really want to leave, but he knew he had to, just for a better life, and he wanted to not only have a better life for himself, but he said when he would return, he would want a better life for her. And God, I love that. This is such a good movie. And Chase, Chase just sees Kaya as a piece of meat. Really, there's a scene where when Tate comes back, and Kaya is talking to him, and she's throwing everything at him because she's hurt. She doesn't want to have a conversation with him. She doesn't want to talk to him at all. So what happens is Tate goes back into town, and he listens to a conversation that Chase is having. Like, they run into each other, and Chase is pretty much kind of talking about how he's had sex with Kaya and everything. And his friend, he says, "Well, I mean, how was it? What is she like? Marsh girl really a freak or something like that? I mean, is she a she a super freak? Does she get down and dirty? Does she do the nasty nasty?" And Tate ain't having it. He's like, "You will respect her and not go out here slandering her name like that." These two start butting heads, right? So where does this lead to? Well, this whole thing leads to the fact that throughout this movie, we're following the events of what happens throughout her life. But all this, like I said, this all leads to the murder of Chase. And so she's the one that is being blamed and has to stand trial for it. But the way it plays out, because I genuinely do not want to give this twist away. But I love the twist ending, to be honest with you. But she beats the just know she beats the case. Just know she beats the case. And like this lawyer from her childhood that she met one day walking into town, when she walked into town for the first time, and he was kind to her, he's the one that actually ends up representing her. And I just thought that this was a really beautiful, beautiful movie, a movie about learning to realize and accept that there are people in the world that are different from you, and not everyone has all the privileges or materials that one may have, and learning to survive on your own, and learning to forgive as well. That not everyone that is steps into your life is a threat to you, and not everyone that steps into your life means to do you harm. some people are genuine, and I love that. It showed the balance of, like, there are some people who mean to only use you for what they can use you for, and just toss you to the side when it's all said and done. Then you have other people who are like, no, I'm here with you. I'll struggle with you. I will help you up as much as I can. Like, there are good souls here. And through this whole movie, you stand with Kaya. Like, you fall in love with her. You love how she is, her art, how she's fascinated with the marshes, and like her knowledge of everything, and how she would read all of these books about different species and botany, biology, just so and really becoming a naturalist of the best. And like her publications, how Tate gave her all this whole list, and it was a great gift. Before he leaves, he gives her this list of publications. I mean, not publications, publishers. Gives her a whole list. He says, all this work that you do, you need to submit it to someone. Get some money that way. The way, you could get the deed to your house and you'd probably get up out of here if you wanted to. Or, how whatever you sought to do with the money that you receive, that's what you could do. But at least you'd have some sort of finances, and I loved that. I loved that because, I think right now we're in a time where it almost seems that people are looking for stand up friends, stand up guys, stand up girls, gals, whatever. And especially a lot of social media, dude, men and women are being bashed. I mean, it's a double standard, but I'm gonna say it on both sides of the aisle. People are being bashed, but the thing is, there are good people in the world. It's just a matter of what you attract and what you like, and um, there are people who do mean to do you harm, but you have to discern that and weed them out, or not be around them. And I mean, this movie sings. To me, this movie sings. I mean, even speaking of singing, Taylor Swift song "Carolina," which I actually downloaded that song before the movie even came out, and I love it. It's got this haunting feel, but it's also this beautiful melody that kind of immerses you in the world that this is. Like, you can imagine being on those marshes, being on a boat in those marshes, just living life in Carolina. And yeah, Taylor Swift, it's a great song. Um, Maybe one day you and I can sing together, and it'll be a beautiful time. But no, yes, I like I said, I love this. Never read the book, but I loved Olivia Newman's direction. I loved Daisy Edgar-Jones. I loved every second of her on screen. Like, she's shy, but she's also got this quiet strength to her that she builds over time with all the things that she goes through. Because with each ounce of pain that she feels, it's almost like it- she's adding armor unto herself. So that later down the line, oh yeah, she's definitely strong. She knows herself. She can stand up for herself. She moves out of that shell that she was in and really starts to take off and fly. And like, when you see her racking up those checks and getting her recognized for her books and or her conservation and naturalism, it's beautiful. So I really actually do want to read the book. I do want to read the book and see what else maybe there was missing there. There's also a scene in here that gets really disturbing. It's like a violent scene between Chase and Kaya, and it's yeah. This movie knows when to shock you. I mean, and it takes you on a roller coaster. Honestly, it's like, you have this stillness, then there's a punch, some stillness for a minute, then there's another punch. It's just like it just you know eases it throughout the movie, but you're engrossed in this world. You're engrossed by this town, these townsfolk. Uh, like I said, the marsh in itself is a character. The marshlands are a character in itself. It's like every time she leaves town, I mean, or every time she goes into town, it's like, I want to go back to the marsh. And you can understand why you would want to. I can understand why, because I would want to go back to the marsh, because why would I want to go somewhere where I ain't welcome? Kaya's not welcome. And she's like, get from around here. You ain't welcome in this here town. So get back to the marshes where from which you came. Essentially, that's what it is. But you can't help but, you know what? It's not really so bad living out there. The only thing is like, you're by yourself, and it's hot. There's no AC. Okay, and this movie is taking place in 1969. All right, so she's out really in those marshes. That heat is something different. But Like I said, I enjoyed this. I think that this is a movie that everyone should go see. I'll be getting it on DVD. I want to see this again because I want to revisit those there marshlands. Get my banjo, get my dog, and just get to slanging. Yep. If you want to come visit me, I'm gonna have a sign on my door that says "Gone Fishing." I ain't playing. This is what I'll do. But yeah, nah, love this. This is a great movie. I will say, I definitely give it like I'd say 4.2 out of 5 full moons. Yeah. 4.2 out of 5 full moons. Yeah, this is definitely a good one. So, guys, if you get a chance, go check out Where the Crawdads Sing. Like I said, at some point I'm going to read the book. I was just in Barnes and Nobles earlier, just picked up like 2 movies. I got Bridge on the River Kwai and Dunkirk. So feeling a couple of war movies there. Yeah. So um, guys, please let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below. Leave a like, share, subscribe to this channel, please. Doing this before, like I said, trying to get 100 subscribers right before my birthday. So it'll be a great gift, honestly, to be able to do this. I love doing this, and you guys can find me on the Multiverse of Geekdom channel. You can find me in the Multiverse of Geekdom Facebook group. You can find me on Twitter at the Outlawed Mind. Find me on Instagram at the Midnight Cinema 41. I will add all my links down below. And my Wolves Midnight podcast. It's taking some time. I gotta, the podcast is on hold for a moment, but it's just having some tech problems at the moment. So once I get some more funding, I'll go on ahead and get a better laptop because it can process better. I don't want to publish content that's not. Um, I want it to be fulfilling. I don't want any issues. I want it clean, and I don't want to run into problems where something is skipping and you miss a really good point that I might have made, or if I have a guest on that they might have made because you can't get through because my computer is pretty. It's not really. It doesn't have the strongest processor, so I'm doing this on the desktop downstairs instead of my laptop. But yeah. So anyway, guys, Where the Crawdads Sing, fun time, good movie, good. Like it's very different. It's very different because right now we're in like a world of, especially for the summer, we're in a world where comic book movies dominate everything, and there's nothing wrong with it. I enjoy my comic book movies. I love my MCU. I love when DC puts out a good project, and I mean, I'm sorry, an excellent project like the Batman, like a Joker, Aquaman, Shazam. Those are good. I love those. Um, but this is also like a breath of fresh air to see something different. That's why I love independent movies because you always get to see something just a little different. And this right here, different world, no really connecting universes. Don't have to worry about all of that. You just got this one story we can focus on, and boom, once it's over, it's over. And it didn't feel long at all. Doesn't feel long. Didn't drag. You just really, I was really immersed in it personally. So again, I say go check this out when you guys get a chance. And let me know what you all think. Have a great time doing this. You all have a great evening. Catch me on the Weekly Geekdom tonight at 8. Yes, sir. Where me and Ben Rainer, we're going to sit down and talk maybe some things that's going on at Comic Con and what we think may go down from Comic Con to D23. All right, guys, you all remember one pack, one nation, one smooth howl.